For this back display, we're going to need some kind of stencil. And, no, this is kind of like one of those things. It's kind of a review from the first unit, but in practical application form. So, what we need to do is go here. Go to wood texture, go to images, and I want something really high res. And the reason for it, it's a really large piece. So if it's not really large, what's going to happen is the texture is going to be bigger than the object at a smaller. So you have to think about that. Oh yeah, all kinds of different wood textures, huh? So I like this. It's kind of rough. I want an unfinished type of look to it. I like this a lot, and it's already in black and white format. That's pretty good. But I like the knotty pine stuff. Not really fond of the artifact there. So what I'm going to do is grab these two. This one's really high res, so we might go with just this. And it looks like this person has a whole bunch of other stuff too. Oh yeah, that's perfect. We'll go with the original. Copy that. Now it has a glimmer point in here, or a spectral highlight. That might not be good. So I'll have to tone that down. Also, this is a huge file, so it might not take into Photoshop by copy pasting. You might have to open it. Yes, it did, because when you go to File New, it matched the size. And Edit Paste. Alright, so let's work on some of these attributes here that really don't translate well, like this stuff. Let's grab a burn tool. Oh, yeah, not dodge. Why did I grab dodge? Burn. Okay, let's knock that highlight right out of there. So any of those, bad. I would say anything that's white is bad. Because white's going to be translated not as a divot. Okay, anything that's really hard to get in there, let's just clone stamp that. Little piece there. Get rid of that. Perfect. Okay, so the next thing we do is worry about tileability. And since it's a longer form, we're going to be looking at the image size. and the height is going to be 2048, and the takeoff constraint proportion, and the width is going to be 1024. Okay, so it's still within the power of 2, sort of. It's like that. Wood can be stretched out quite well. Then I'll go to canvas size, go like that, and type in 2844. This will allow me to take this one and duplicate it over. Okay. I will flip this around, put the artifact at the very bottom, and then also I will duplicate it one more time, bring it down, place it right about here, and chop away at it just a little bit with the eraser tool. This will steal out the artifact and make it look like an original board on the other side. Note you might have to do that twice just to remove any artifact of that artifact. There we go. I don't like the seam in the center, so I'll duplicate this one more time. Put it on top. Go like that. Again, keep duplicating until you're really happy with the result. Cool, I like that. It might not be too tileable because of this burn right here. And I'll lighten that a little bit in that area. Okay, I'll duplicate that over here. Much better. This artifact might not be tileable, but that's okay. This is a huge, huge image. Alright, so what we can do is Control E to merge all that down. Then the offset point on 2048 is 1024. So what I will do is duplicate that. Type in 1024 by 1024. Notice it's tearing and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. That's because it's got a document boundary to it. You can see that if I did this. See how it's got this huge boundary? Alright, well, to get rid of that, you just go like this and go Edit, Copy, Merge, Edit, Paste. Now it doesn't have a boundary. Notice it doesn't have a seam going this way. Why? Well, wood texture doesn't have seams going that way. It never does. That's what's cool about wood texture. It will have one in the center though, and you can't touch that outside edge. You can get close to it, but you can't touch it. Alright, very cool. Now with all this damage I've done with the eraser tool, edit, copy merge, edit paste, I'm going to take this and filter, sharpen, smart sharpen it. Make sure all my sharpen is the same going all the way across. It is. And there we go. We have a knotty type of, I don't know what kind of wood this is, but it's there. This I'll be using a lot. So C drive, program files, Autodesk, Mudbox, stencils, TIFF, and I'll be calling this wood grain. And I always put tile after that because that way I know. Now a little tip here, this will be a huge file. I don't need all these layers now. I could probably get rid of these and then resave. Alright, so that's how you make a tileable texture from wood grain. Now, in practical application, we'll use it in the next video to put it on the back part and texture that out. Enjoy.